keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I try to keep it like I'm Texas, got the South on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know I'm the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I'm made it out of chunk, at least I know I'm up, boy, thump. Like my neighbors jump, put up a pump, pump. Boy, I bump in that Billy Strong, he ain't know, he ain't thump. He just grabbed the pump and made it go dumb. Got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun.
I'm an airport baby, I'm too fly to count. Counting the cash, yeah, it's too high to count. I'm pretending with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they are what they not for their clout. They just suckin' my blood, they can love what you count. Flowing like water, three with the snows, all the ops gonna plow. They all in the sewers, the south in the clouds. I'ma stay count to the sound, to the sound, to the sound. On the floor to the steps, build up, with the band to the steps.
Got no paper, told him quit the pocket, watching G's ripping at the seams, holding on some dead foes. Schizophrenic with the bag, listen to the money, Neo praying every day. Glad to say I was broke, tell him battle. Now I got my bands up, 1000 on the bill just to keep the pants up. Only on the real note, I couldn't fake what I've been doing. All my real ones notice me go riding for it. 53, I'm going.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, to get this one going. And we're off and running from Raymond James. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Good. Up, nothing. Hey, alert 33. What's up?
A give right side for Edmonds. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Good. Alert, 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 alert. What's up?
On the give, this is Irving. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Stopped by Grady Jarrett. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
What's up?
Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. What's up?
The give for the first time to Rachaad White. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Good. What's up?
Off the play fake. Here's Mayfield. Flushed out of the pocket. On the run throwing deep down the side.
You know, that's a tough one right there. Actually, when you're outside the pocket, because your body is going and moving laterally, it often takes the ball out of bounds just like that. That's a tough connection to make, even under the best of circumstances.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Godwin, the man in motion left.
Done.
Third down, here's Mayfield. On the move, headed right. Great work by the coverage downfield, buys him enough time to catch him outside the pocket. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
A lot of room they need here. It's 4th and a long 8.
Good. What's that?
Here we go. It's Mayfield. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. And that play doesn't get it done. We've got a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run it here with Bijan Robinson. And he's able to cross midfield before going out. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Staying with Robinson. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Into the hands of Pitts. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Falcons will have a first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
So that's 1 quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. Couple of zeros on the board right now. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for our 2nd quarter. It's Falcons football. They're looking at 1st down here. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well, I think the defense coaches in coverage, breathing a sigh of relief. There was space right there. If that throw came 1 second earlier, that was going to be 6.
2nd and 10, Penix to throw. Pitts brings it in. It's inside the 10. And he drives it down to the 8 before going out. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a 1st down.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end, because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
Here's Robinson. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. Call it a 70-yard pickup, and they're just a yard away now on 2nd and goal. Robinson, and he gets in, touchdown! The Falcons get the game's first points here in the second. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
That one splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now to kick it away, here's Pinion. From his own end zone, here we go. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Baker now off to play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. On the run right. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. That's Justin Simmons. Well, great team defense there. No matter where he looked, Brock, there seemed to be a defender there, including where the pass eventually went, and that was why it was intercepted.
Such a disciplined rep there from the defense. As a QB, you try to extend the play to break them down defensively. Nobody did. And as a quarterback in that case, when you don't have a lane to throw it and the field is shrinking, you've got to throw that ball in the 5th row.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's Robinson up the middle. They'll cobble together a yard there. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Falcons looking to add to their advantage. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Penix here from the gun. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Play brought to an end by Jordan Whitehead.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Penix working from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Will wind up and this is brought in at the 15. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And they're going to bring him down after he drives it down to the 7. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From the shotgun, Penix. And the defender comes away with it. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. I don't know about about you, Brock, but I could almost feel them going through the 5 stages of grief over on that sideline, watching their would-be touchdown pass in 6 points return the entire way to the opposite end zone for 6 on the other side of the board.
You just don't really believe it's happening until he's, 30, 40 yards into his return. Then you're just powerless. Kate, just over 40 times in the history of the NFL this has happened.
Wow.
And what a return to add to that list.
Offense trying to add to the defensive effort and turn 6 points into 8.
Regular. That's hot.
He's throwing for it. And this is caught. And that bid for the lead works out. They're now up 8-7. They come up with a touchdown of their own, and then, I love this, a little one-upping by scoring on the 2-point try to take the lead.
Yeah, you love it because you didn't have to make that call. The coach did. But clearly, they don't want to play from behind. They want to be the one dictating, and now they've got to do it the rest of the way.
Here's Avery Williams on the return. And after the dive, they're set up with some decent field position to start this drive. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half.
Let's go.
On first down, here's Penix. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Bucs get lined up, and they will kick this away. Here comes Williams on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Penix. He's throwing deep to the left side. They connect on the deep shot. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Penix on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. There's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Has it down close. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Robinson is in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take the lead right away in half number 2. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. Brock, we all use literally far too often these days, and sometimes in the wrong context, but this guy has literally driven his team to a lead here. His second score puts him in front in this second half.
Yeah, and hopefully some of that determination, that want to, he showed on that run could seep over to his defenders who are right now buckling up with a newly acquired lead. That way the next time he takes the field, well, that lead will still be on the board.
Penix now. And misses. Caught as they hit the end zone for 2.
You know, we tend to say this all the time, and I'll say it yet again, Kate. Big targets in the red zone are an enormous advantage. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, they went right to him for the conversion.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Bucky Irving now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Set. What's up?
Here's Baker. He puts some power on a deep one left. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That's Justin Simmons. And the Falcons take possession just shy of midfield following the interception and the lengthy return. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Here's Penix to throw. Vacates quickly left side. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
The QBs today so adept at doing just this, buying themselves enough time and finding a target. The problem on this one, just not the throw he needed to make the completion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Play action, here's Penix. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And that brings up 4th and long.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. He's back to throw. Pushes this one towards the sideline. He's got it, and the feet are in bounds too. Offense up to the line fast. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. And again, it's Penix. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, it's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
Penix facing a 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Looking to throw. Oh, it put some heat on this deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. One of their biggest plays of the game, and it comes on a 4th down gamble.
Kate, I've probably seen a million balls thrown in my life, and maybe even more. From the time I was in high school all the way here to the pros, and over all these decades of watching guys throw it, and I'll tell you what, I never get tired of watching a laser like that.
Buccaneers 8.
All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. A toss now to Robinson. Crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons go up by 2, scores 13 points in the 4th. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating. And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Out to kick it away. Here's Pinion. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Mayfield thrown out of the pistol. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
3rd and long, Mayfield. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. We'll see how judicious they choose to be with that final timeout. Football on that 47-yard line. 1st down. Baker now from the gun. He's throwing deep to the left side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Falcons take over just shy of the 40.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions?
Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me that, give me that boom, boom. Just what you got, just give me that.